And good evening, everybody. I always stutter that. I don't know what's up with that. We are here. We are live. We are spanning the globe. Thank you for joining us again tonight. As usual, it's Thursday night. I'm going to bring on our host, and then we have a guest tonight who I'll bring on here in just a moment. First, joining us from the great state of Ohio, Mr. Andy B. Oops, you're muted. There you go.
Hello, everybody.
And not too very far from him, Mr. Jim Lawrence.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome. And joining us after a brief hiatus, he should have a tan when I bring him on here, but Mr. Lane. Whoops, he's muted too. I don't know what. Yeah, how was the beach? Okay, I don't want to keep our guests waiting too terribly long, so I'm going to go ahead and show the belt of the week, and I think most people are going to probably figure out which one this is. I know Jim's chomping at the bit to see this, but here's the belt of the week. And it is not on marked leather yet, but I will be working on that shortly. But here's the belt. Why are you guys muted? Or Andy's muted. Okay. Whoops. Oh, he muted himself. Andy's muted. There you are. I
Sorry,
couldn't
guys.
unmute you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's look at our commenters real quick, and then we'll bring our guest on. Benny Carquito. Welcome. Mr. Richard Ward, good friend of mine. Always going to a concert. I see where your priorities are. I love you too, man. Okay. I'll show this off in a minute in a little bit more detail. But first of all, I want to bring our guest on. And this is actually a good story. We all know about what happened with E-Dub. I'm going to mention him by name. Not worthy of that. But this gentleman, he'll tell the story here in a minute, but he actually got something back. He's lost a little bit, but he's got something back. So we're going to bring him on to tell a story.
Hopefully, it's the start of a lot of good things coming back to people. Hopefully.
Yeah, I wanted to share this good news story. So, Mr. Chris Thermo, welcome to the show.
Hello, people. How are you?
Welcome,
Good.
Chris.
Hey,
glad to have you. So you were a victim of the E-Dub scandal. I'm gonna let you tell what happened, but how many months are we talking about this ordeal lasted?
First things first, I'm gonna say hello, everybody, and of course, a big shout out and condolences to the family of Scott Hall, aka Reza Ramon.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that here a little bit too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
To start back, I got into the online belt thing, hobby or community since I think it was probably like 2019, I believe it was, or 2020. Saw somebody posted one of Matina belt ELT championship belts, and I talked to the person who I didn't know at the time. Of course, we all know him as Dustin King. Of course, then me and him had like a little falling out, but thanks to Carmine Sabio, kind of patched things up because the gentleman EW, I saw him posting stuff also. I'm like, okay, and at that time he was with Mayan belts. I'm like, okay, this guy seems kind of cool. I'm like, okay, if I can't talk to Dustin, I'll go to this guy. making a long story short, saw him throughout past year, the last month of 2019, 2020. And then I decided, well, I decided in 2021, actually August of 2021, I decided to, let me start doing some business with this guy. Of course, I heard all the malarkey and fiasco stories of him with Mayon. I saw the whole YouTube thing. And I said, well, okay, he got a new maker now. See what's going on. So I said, well, let me think. Let me see if you can remake my belt over. Now, the belt originally I had made in the first place was from TRB, Top Rope Belts, Randy Jackson. I said, before I leave this earth, I want to have one of my championship belts, at least two of them, at least. So I said, well, my favorite championship is the NWA US title. So I said, well, I'm going to have that made. Had the what people call the Luger belt, but I call the gold standard, made first. And then I think probably 6 months later, I said, well, I'm and the other one was the 10 pounds of silver, which I call the silver lining. Okay. He made the belt, gave it to me, and I'm like, I love the way that the silver lining looked. It was, it don't look like the typical normal belt, the typical predecessor, because my plate was made bigger. My main plate of the belt was made bigger. But then I started looking at the gold standard. I'm like, it's big, but it looked kind of skinny to me. I don't know why. It just don't look as wide. And then I did my research. I'm like, okay, I think I got like the first version of it. How it came out in '86 when Magnum held it. And that's why I used to call the belt the Magnum TAL, because he was the first one to have it. I'm called the Luger belt. So I'm like, okay, it looks like it's skinny. And then, as I saw the belt throughout the years, I'm like, hey, it looks kind of wide, certain people. I know by the time Lex Luger had it, for like the third or second time in his reign, it got kind of wider. So I'm like, okay, I want this. I want my nameplate to look like that. So I went back to TRB. I told Randy, I said, Randy, can you make this belt over just the main plate just a little bit wider? He was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, why not? Because he said, no, it's perfect the way it is. That's the way it was made. I'm like, okay, but I gave you back the belt to make the tooling, the leather, the way it was originally done on TV. Now the belt, the version that he gave me the first time, because I told him redo the leather. It wasn't the one that was like shown on television when Magnum had it and Nikita had it and Luger had it. It was done. It was totally different. So it looked like one of the versions that if you go to Dave Milliken's webpage, it was like that tooling. So I'm like, no, I told him, I said, no, I want this tooling. I want the tooling that was originally made. And he's like, okay, I can do it. I don't agree with it, but okay. So he did it. Then I was like, okay, it looks nice, but still, it kept agging at me. I want this main plate remade. So I decided, well, let me go to Eddie. Everybody talk about how great he is and this and that. I don't think I'm worried about this and that. I mean, with every belt maker or middleman or liaison, whatever I call them, there's always going to be like naysayers here and there. I mean, I say that this community, I don't call it a hobby. I call it a community. It's more like Amazon. People got their good ratings and people got their bad ratings.
Yep.
Okay. Amazon, eBay, whatever you want to call it. What those online over stores or whatever you want to call it is like that.
While you're telling the story, can I show the belt real quick? I've got a picture here. Can I show it?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the belt in question.
Yes.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Please continue. I'm sorry. I just wanted
to... No problem. So I went to him. I said, E-Dub, could Asif, could he remake this title over me? He said, well, what are you talking about? I said, no, not the whole thing. just like the main plate. I just want the main plate a little bit wider, increase about like 2 inches by height and width. Oh, yeah, I suppose, but I never did that before. Well, he never did that before. I said, well, ask him. He asked him. I said, what? I asked him like a day or two later, we could later. He said, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. He can do it. I said, okay. That was like in mid-August 2021. I said, okay, next month I'm gonna send you the title. He said, okay, brother. You know how you call everybody brother. Okay, brother, I'll be waiting for it. So after Labor Day, I think it was like the Labor Day, I think it was the last year Labor, I think it was the 5th of September. I sent it to him on the 2nd or 3rd, the Friday before Labor Day. Prior email, got it, send it to him, put it in a box. And I'm like, okay, I hated parting with the belt for the second time because remember I told you the leather was done again.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna miss the title. So a day, I would say the next week later, like on Wednesday, I contacted him. He's like, yeah, I got it. I got the title. I said, great. So how much is it gonna cost me again? He said, oh, it's gonna cost you at least like $300. I said, okay, fine. PayPal and whatever. I said, then he came to me and said, well, it's gonna cost you another at least like $125. I'm like, wait, you didn't tell me that before. What's going on? Oh, that's for like covering the shipping and handling and costs is whatever because it's going across seas. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Did it? Gave him the 125. So I'm like, okay, I'm $425. Cool. Okay. So he supposedly, now that's what he told me. I sent the belt over to Asif. So he should be getting it soon. I'll let you know next week. He come, never called me. I had to call him 2 weeks later. Did he get this? Did Asif get the title? Did Asif get the title? He said, yeah, he got it. I said, okay, great. Is he gonna get to work on it? Yeah, brother. He's gonna get to work on it soon. Okay. 2 weeks went by. Then another week went by. You know, Eddie's on the BAM show with Carmine Sabia. I'm like, okay. All right. Talking about how great Asif is. I'm like, okay. All right. I'm like, oh, he's doing a great job. He's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this. I'm like, okay, all right. Aren't you gonna say something about my title? So I said, forget this. I'm going to Eddie. What's going on about what's going on? Oh, brother, he's working on it right now. He's doing everything. Okay, great. Okay. Now you said it's going to be done within a short period of time, 60 days. So, yeah, brother, he can do it. He can do it, no problem. Okay, great. I'm like, yeah. So I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, Eddie, it's November. Is it looking good? Yeah. Now, prior to that, he called me like in October. We had like an online PM Facebook thing. But we
video chat.
Yeah, but we had a video chat, but we didn't see each other. We just talked like how we
okay.
Now.
Okay.
Audio chat.
Audio chat.
Right. So he asked me about the question about the leather. I said, you know, could you he's like, do you want this like this? You know, because on some copies of the replicas of the belt, it had like the little flag, but it's engraved on the leather. And I was like, no, I don't want that. And he said, do you want the NWA logo? I said, no, it didn't come like that originally. I don't want that either. He's like, okay, brother, I'll let you know. I'll get back to Steve, but it's looking good. I'm like, okay, great. You know, get excited, whatever. So November comes, and I heard nothing. Then all of a sudden, here come the rumors about Mr. EW. Oh, Eddie started stiffing me. Eddie did this to me. Eddie did that to me. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Eddie did this. Eddie did that. Eddie did this. He goes on Facebook and YouTube.
We all witnessed that.
Right. Goes off on Jay Cross. He goes off on Vinny. Oh, I don't need next thing I know, I see my friend Joe Vitanza with him, with them now. I'm like, wait a minute, how come he's with any of them? What's going on? That was him and Vitanza. It was like Boots and Buddies. They were sidekicks from the Ed show. So I'm like, okay, something's going on. Then all of a sudden, Vitanza's talking about him. I'm like, what's going on? What is this? What's going on? What's going on? Then I hear all this stuff about how he started scamming people, how he do this and that. I think the biggest one was like Richard Richard.
Joseph Richard, yeah.
Joseph Richard.
I keep saying Joseph Richard. Joseph Richard saying that I think he really crossed the line when he said this statement about how he wished his wife and kids would die in a car crash, and I was like offended by that. I'm like, wait a minute, that's low. I don't know what's going on.
It's way out of bounds, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, that's way out of bounds. I mean,
yeah.
Why would you wish that a death of another man's wife and child in a car explosion? That's inhuman. So, then the rumor tree starts to grow about him. It starts to get bigger. It starts to get bigger. I contacted him. I said, Eddie, what is going on? How come I keep hearing these rumors about you? Oh, brother, they're making it up. They're doing this and doing that. Brother, don't listen to them. It's also Rashad and them. All these people say they're scammers. Don't listen to them. I was like, okay. Let me ask you this, Eddie. What about my title? It's getting done, brother. Don't listen to them. You'll be dumb to do that. I'm like, first of all, you going dumb. I'm hearing these things about you, so
right.
Yeah, okay. So don't get defensive now. So I was like, well, don't worry about that. Don't worry, your belt's gonna get done. Your belt's gonna get done. Don't worry about that. Your belt's gonna get done. Your belt's gonna I'm like this and that. Then all of a sudden, the Coupe de Gray, Carmine comes on, and he really let him have it. Of course, you probably all saw it.
Oh,
yeah, the big broadcast, yeah,
the big thing, and I think the episode of what he called was the truth or the shoot. I think it was the truth first, and then the shoot. Then Carmine said, "Get out of this hobby, or I'm gonna really lay into." And I'm like, "Oh snap!" And everything else pops up. I contacted Ben Walker and Jermaine. Well, at that time, I couldn't talk to Jermaine because Jermaine had family issues on with his mom. I hope God bless her. But I talked to Ben Walker. I said, "What's going on with Carmine and Eddie?" So, I don't know, man, but Carmine don't BS. He'll tell it. He don't. That's one thing I know about that man. He don't lie. I said, okay, yeah. I said, yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe a little prick at times with his political overviews, but he'll tell the truth, and that's the one thing I respect about the man. So I talked to Dustin. He's like, I hear about it, but I'm not gonna get involved, and that's the one thing I really respect about Dustin. He'll just watch, and I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? Just so I'm just gonna watch and watch. What's going on? Just watch. I'm not gonna take sides with Carmine or Eddie because they started fueling each other and it got nasty.
Yeah, it did. So
next thing you know, Eddie, I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, if you're innocent of what you're saying, what these people are accusing you of, I told them you should go on and defend yourself. Oh, brother, I'm not going to do all that because it's a waste of time. I'm not going to lower my standards for these guys. Carmine, he's just mad because I got the information. I got proof on him. I'm like, okay, fine.
The proof we still have yet to see.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
anxiously awaiting for this. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, the proof. Okay. I didn't say nothing about the proof. I'm like, okay. I got proof on him. I got the proof. I'm like, okay. Carmine, you know how Carmine is. Told it like a TI is. Then he started bringing people. Then I'm like, oh, snap. Now this is getting real deep now.
Everybody and their brother are brought in.
And then, I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I'm like, Eddie, is my belt getting done or not? If my belt's not getting done, you should send them back to me. Brother, don't listen to these guys. They're lying to you. Anything they say is always going to do. Carmine's just mad because I got proof on him that he did something wrong as well. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, if he
as well,
that means you did something wrong also. So I just had that thought. I'm like, okay, that's strange. Okay. So as the month of November closes, we heard more from Carmine. I heard from more Carmine, and then Eddie brought in what's that guy name? Colin, the guy who paid for it.
Colin in the shower.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was the most strangest episode I've ever seen. He brought him in, and Colin, I'm like, I just look at him like, oh my god, why is this guy talking? And then he just kept making illogical, illiterate sentences. I'm like, okay, why is this guy talking? Why is he talking? Why is he talking? Then he did the famous thing. Hey, you want to see my house? I'll show you my house. I'm like, I do not want to see this man's house. Why is he showing me his house? Who cares?
We're all wondering.
Talk about the situation.
Yeah.
And then I think he had a show with Vinny Cardico. I think that's his name is. And it was like, it was like, so it was like the sides, the war was kind of getting, Eddie's side was starting to get bigger because he had Colin and Cardico. I think he had another person, but still the majority of the force was with Carmine. So I'm calling in Eddie again. Eddie, my belt, please tell me. I mean, it's been like you said it was going to take 60 days. Now we're in December now. I gave him my belt to you 2 months ago. What's going on? You got to believe me, brother. Your belt's going to get done. Your belt's going to get done. Your belt's going to get done. I said, you keep saying that, but okay. I don't see it on. He did show me a picture of a design. And I don't know if that design was authentic, but it was like the main plate of my belt. But I'm like saying to myself, I said, this don't prove nothing. I want to see the actual pictures of the title of the belt. So I think he told the thief, show me the main plate, give me a picture of the main plate and give me a picture of the leather. And he showed it to me. And I'm like, okay, great. Okay. That kind of calmed me down some. Then December comes along. He goes on his show. Oh, my mother-in-law caught COVID. She's not doing too well, but and then prior to that, I think she was losing her house, something like that, or whatever. Yeah. So my mother-in-law,
she wasn't the only one.
Yeah, he said my mother-in-law caught COVID. I can't be going this right now with this guy. These guys are really stressing me out. I my wife is looking at me, why is this happening? And I'm like, okay, great. Eddie, again, what is the status of my title? What is going on? Then he just started ignoring me. And then next thing you know, he comes on like a week or two later. Next time I saw him, I think he posted it. I just tested positive for COVID. I'm like, okay.
Conveniently.
Immediately. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Eddie, are you going to get yourself checked out? Yeah, I'm going to the hospital right now, whatever. That was the last time I heard from him. I think that was like the week or two before Christmas. And I ain't hear nothing else from him. Next thing I know, I said, forget this. Let me talk to Asif myself. Let me contact him. Now, whatever hold Eddie had on this kid, it had to be deathly terrifying because I said, Asif, I'm Christopher Boyd is my Christian name. I said, I'm Christopher Boyd. Eddie Williams. He's your admin. He's your middleman.
Middleman.
The middleman, he liaison, whatever he is to you. weeks ago, he supposed to be giving you. He gave you my title belt, my title to have the main plate remade over and the leather remade. Oh yes, sir. I know, but I can't talk about it right now. You have to talk to Eddie. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I gotta talk to Eddie. I'm talking to you, asking you a question. What's going on? Oh, Eddie's the only one who can tell you. You gotta ask him. So I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right. I'm talking to this guy about making my title, and I'm asking him a question, what's going on with my belt? And he's like, go talk to Eddie. No, 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 something's not wrong. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right. So the more I kept pushing Adesif and asking him the questions, the more he got kind of defensive, and then he just stopped answering me completely. So I went to I went to somebody who was like a co-friend I saw like on his page, and Chris Stratton, Nick Carnivale was friends with his Facebook friends. Excuse me.
With Big Boys
So
belts.
Yeah. So I'm like, Chris, my name is Chris Thermo. Of course, you know about the drama, what's going on with the war between Carmine and Eddie. I saw that you know Asif. Can I ask you something? Could you perhaps ask Asif what's going on with my titles? Because he's not really answering me, and he just keep telling me to go back to Eddie. And as you know, as you probably saw on Facebook or whatever, Eddie's sick with COVID. So he was like, okay, hey, I can do that because it's getting ugly and it don't look too good for Eddie. He said, I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree, and it kind of looked more and more like he's is a scammer. So Chris contacted Asif. We had like some kind of you know how you have like a 3-way call?
Yeah.
We had like some kind of that on Facebook. So I think Chris had to make up a page like on private message, and it was him and Asif, and then they add me on. But we didn't talk like an audio talk, we just texted. So I was like, Asif, now that Chris is here, maybe you trust him a little bit more because you don't know me, you know him. Can you tell me what's going on? Then Stratton, he just came in and said, yes, Asif, tell him what's going on with this and that, whatever. And then he explained it to him. He said, Eddie never sent me nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm waiting for him. I'm like, okay. Then I said, wait. I interjected. I said, wait, so you trying to tell me that you never received my belt? And he just kept talking to Chris, but I think he was like intimidated by me. So I said, you know, what about the money then that I sent him? Again, he kept talking to Stratton. And I'm like, then it was like a private conversation between those two. I mean, they didn't block me out, but you know, Chris, he was just talking to Chris. Then I'm like, wait a minute. Chris, is he telling you that he never got my belt? He said, yeah, brother, he never got it. I said, what about the money then? Then no, never got that either. I said, wait a minute. He just showed me the same pictures that Eddie showed me. So yeah, that's all he did. Eddie just told him to make the leather and the plate. So I'm like, wait a minute. This mofo, he got my damn title? And that's when I got high. He said, yeah. And of course, was like, yeah, brother, look like he just hold your belt or he took it or whatever. So I was livid. I started getting pissed. Now, mind you, he got sick with COVID. And I'm telling the people who are mad at him on Facebook, I said, guys, this is before I found out what really happened. I said, guys, the man caught COVID. Let's just, we don't know what kind of COVID he got because it was like the variant or whatever it is. And, everybody jumped down my throat. Oh, I don't care if you got COVID, like Vatanza Thompson and everybody else. Oh, he's a liar. Who cares about his wife and kids? I said, wait a minute. They don't got nothing to do with this. The actions of him is on him. Okay? This man could be dying, and yet his wife and kids could be God knows where. They could probably call COVID knowing the situation. We don't know. So I'm just saying, just keep that in mind. Just hope that he pulls through. And me and Carmine was like, yeah, God, I don't want this guy to die over this. he's gonna pay for it.
It's not the death penalty.
Right. It's not, I don't, oh, he deserved what he gets. I'm like, whoa, no, man, no, don't say that. The man could go to jail, fine, whatever. But don't wish that he got COVID. Don't wish that he dies. So back to my story at hand, I found out he never received my title, my money, and I'm like, okay. And that's when I started getting pissed off. So when I said, Carmine had like one of the shows about the whole situation again, it was, and the way that Carmine just came on BAM, he was just going off on Eddie every time that Carmine go on YouTube or Facebook. Eddie. E-Dub, sorry to say his name. So I'm like, I went on Brothers of Road one time and I just vented, and then everybody jumped on me. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm with you guys. This guy here got my belt.
Two in particular.
Right.
Two guys in particular.
You know who they are. They got my belt. This guy here got my belt. I don't know if he sold all your belt. And it wasn't just those two. I got a lot of naysayers. Oh, your belt is gone. Oh, I sold your belt on eBay. Oh, I sold your belt on a private site. I'm like, what? Two of them PM me, said, is this your title? I was like, oh, hell no. I know how my belt looked like. I had it for a year. Okay. I know how my belt. This is a cheap imitation brass thing of the title I have. I know what it looks like. So I'm like, I feel so stupid, y'all. I feel like a complete fool. I feel stupid. I'm like, damn, I went to bat with this man. When the whole Mayan situation when he came on, and telling how
we all did.
We all bought it. We all bought it.
Scam this and scam that. I'm like, Eddie, I'm with you. I don't need mine. If you doing good and don't, like you say, Andy, we all bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. So I'm like, okay, damn, why would he do this? Why now? And Carmine said it best. You got greedy. You thought you can swindle people out their money, and he made to try to make the hobby about you. Because Carmine found out, of course, he was plotting behind his back. And I also talked to Josh Hammer. I said, Josh, is your friend in the hospital? Yeah, he is. Do you know anything about him? What is happening? Well, I'm going through a divorce right now. I don't know. Ain't you supposed to be the godfather of the hobby? Ain't you and him a cigar smoking buddies? And you don't know what he is? And then I kept pressing him about it. I said, ain't you his best friend? Oh, the only thing I know is that he's in a hospital and they got a $2 so long life support. I don't think he's gonna make it. I said, okay. How about his wife and children? Well, I don't know nothing about his wife and children. I just know that he ain't gonna make it. But like I said, I'm going through a divorce right now. I'm like, okay, I get that, but your friend could be dying. Don't you care? And from that point on, after that, I heard no more from Josh Hammer. But yet he goes on Facebook still posting about how great life is. And I'm like, okay. So like the people said, you're with this thing also. Now, a lot of people believe that his wife was with this. Me personally, I told the Chief DeWitt of McMecken County and McMecken, West Virginia, when I made a complaint against him. And then other people started calling. I think Carmine called and a couple other people called. And then they did like an investigation of him and found out about his E-Dub's background history. His wife, from what the chief, and I can't see a chief of police lying, told me that she's filing for divorce from him.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, so that's going to be his ex-wife soon. I'm like, okay, I'm like this in January. I was like, okay, what about my title? What about my title? Anything? And I was calling that man at least like 2 or 3 times a week about my title. Of course, I haven't heard nothing. He's still in the coma. He's still in the coma. He's still in the coma. I haven't heard nothing. Still haven't heard nothing. I said, you know what? Could you talk to his wife then? See what she knows. Or can you at least give me her phone number? So, well, I can't give you a phone number, but I'll talk to her. Okay, a week or 2 went by. I called him back. Chief, what about the wife? What she said? She really don't want to talk about the situation. She cannot help you. I mean, she's kind of really going through herself, finding about her husband, his shenanigans. She don't want nothing to do with this. Now, lo and behold, I pray to the good Lord above. I'm like, okay, God, I want my title back. God, I want my title back. Next thing I know, I called the chief. And this was like late last month. Chief, any news on my title? I mean, this ain't no little, toy I bought on eBay or Amazon. This is a $2,000 piece of property. Oh, actually, I got good news. She decided to let me in her house. So I got a search warrant. I'm going into the home, into the address you gave me. Guys, if I can dance for joy, I'm like, okay.
Got some cold cuts today.
Exactly.
Celebration.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Got the cold cuts. Got the cold cuts.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm like, sit your big ass down. Anyway, I was just so happy. I'm like, yes, I'm getting in the direction where I want. Okay. Lo and behold, 2 weeks after that, guess who comes back on Facebook and says, wow, what a year 2022 is. Yeah. I was on the floor in December 30th, New Year's Eve. Blue, my wife found me, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay. I contacted him. Pretty much said, I'm glad to see you back, Ed. I'm glad that you're alive. Thank you, good God. Whatever. What about my title belt that you have? Just like that, I cut right to the chase. What about my title belt, Ed? Oh, brother, you're gonna get your title back. Don't worry. I'm like saying to myself, I heard this already. You're gonna get your title back. I have no use for it. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you have no use for it because you just wanted my money. Okay, cool, whatever. Ed, can I have my title, please? I told him I don't care about the money. Just get back my title. Because lo and behold, I did not mention to him. I said, what I want to say, Ed, I don't care about my money because you already scammed people out of their money, and now the authorities coming after you. But I didn't say that. I didn't tell him that. I said, Ed, just EW, just get back my title. He was like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna give it to you when I get out. I said, when will you be released from the hospital? Oh, within a week's time. Okay. He's on Facebook. I see him and Josh carousing with each other back, being bosom buddies. I said, Ed, it's Chris again. Are you out of the hospital yet? No response. Ed, it's Chris again. How are you feeling? No response. I said, okay. Let my fingers do the walking to the chief of police of McMicken County. Chief DeWitt, it's Chris Boyd. I got good news. Eddie Williams is out of a coma, and he's on Facebook right now. Oh, is he? I say, yes. Okay, I'm gonna pay him a little visit because I see a lot of things I got in my hand about his background. Oh, really? A lot of money's been taken. I said, yeah, I know that. I know that. We said, but I think he was meaning like a little side note out of the wrestling hobby, something else been stolen or whatever. I'm like, okay. So I get a text message from Eddie. I'm gonna read it to you right now. And this was earlier this month.
This is good. I heard about this.
Okay. Now, March 9th, I'm gonna read what I read to you. Morning. I'm assuming you are still in the hospital. How do you feel? Okay, no response. March 11th. My wife will take it to the police station. I had the belt over a year, you said, with no plans of returning it. Laugh out loud. I was in a coma, so don't need to message me again. Was nowhere a year, bro. Wow. Here's what I did. Eddie, put yourself in my shoes. I gave you my property last year in September. You told me the belt was getting done. I hear all these things about you and how you scam people out of their money. I gave you $425 for my belt to get done. I talked to Muhammad Asif, and he told me you never gave him the money. I gave you my belt. No. And I also gave you my title belt. You never got that either. Next thing I know, you caught COVID. Now, mind you, I told everyone that we both know that your life is more valuable than any money or title belt. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to believe what I heard because I was in your corner. I believed in you. But as more proof came out, I got more angry. People got mad at me for giving sympathy to your wife and kids. You have $425 of mine that I don't even want back because I'm not the one of the principal. All I want back is my property. I don't hate you, EW, but you reap what you sow. But now I had no choice but to call the authorities because while you was hospitalized, you had my property all the time. So yeah, I did what I did. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. That's it. So after that point, the chief called me back. Chris, Mr. Boyd. I said, yeah, chief. I got your title.
Hallelujah.
Thank God.
Thank you, chief. Thank you. I'm going to send it to you, certified mail, within a couple of days. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so I can't send it. I got to send it to you the Friday. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. Okay. So emailed it out on Friday, and that was also the 11th. Okay. And then I called him back on the 14th, I believe. No, I'm sorry. I called his station. I want to make sure I got back my title, unlike what other people said on another podcast about the belt not being mine. Oh, you're not gonna get back your title. Oh, you don't. Oh, your belt is gone. And I told certain people on another podcast, oh, well, I know how my belt looks like. I will know if it's like that. So I called him. He called me back that Saturday. I said, Chief, could you do me a favor? Could you look to see on the belt, there's like a stamp that says TRB. And also when I sent my belt over to EW, it came in a bag. He said, oh yeah, I see the stamp, and I also that's a bag right here. It's a black bag right with white writing. I said, yes. Yeah, I got it right here. Thank you, Chief. That's all I need to know. Got the notification about the belt being shipped priority to my email address that I gave him. And lo and behold, come home from work Monday.
See this baby. Happy ending.
Oh. Reunited, and it feels so good.
Reunited. Yeah. It feels so good.
There you go.
You, Jesus. Thank you, Father God.
And this is for the junior high students that were getting on you, trying to be what they say, quote unquote, helpful and giving advice.
Oh, yeah, they were real helpful.
Yeah, they're very helpful.
Okay.
Times 12, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm like, what more do you want? What more do you want? TRB logo. I don't know if you can read it, see it up close.
Put you back up there.
TRB logo.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I know my belt. I know what I paid for. Boom.
That's awesome.
You got it back. That's great, Chris.
Okay.
Turn triumph out of tragedy.
Triumph and a tragedy. Now, I'm hoping, and this is on the real, I'm hoping that other people who gave him property, EW property, I hope to God that they get it back. I still hope for the money that was returned to them. I'm glad that people made their PayPal disputes.
Yeah. Vinny Carquito did the same thing he mentioned earlier.
But I'll be honest with you, that's going to take a minute. because I called PayPal myself, and I tried to make it disputable. Like I said, I don't care about the money. I just wanted what I got back in my hands. Yeah. And they told me that, well, they got to do an investigation. They got to see what's going on, this and that. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, you will get a majority or not a whole of your money or all of your money back. I'm like, okay, but I didn't really care. Like I said, I wanted this back. So a lot of people supported me, say their prayers. At the same time, people supporting me was naysayers. Oh, how come you don't want your money back? I said, dude, listen. At times, money don't grow on trees, but money can always be made back. And when it's made back after theft or stolen, God will give you the wisdom to spend your money more wisely instead of stupidly.
Yep. He will bless you times 12.
Amen.
Yeah. Times 12. Yeah.
Okay.
Times 12. So that's not some people know multiplication.
Yeah. So I'm like, I see y'all point about the money, but like I said, if it would have happened to me 20 years ago, I still wouldn't complain. I would have complained about the money then, but I'm at a better place financially where that really don't matter. Of course, I'm not saying a small change, but I'm not going to go homeless over it. I'm not going to lose my house over it. I'm not going to starve over it. But yet, people who gave 7,000, 8,000, this guy here, he took money out of a person's hands who was taking care of his elderly parents.
Yeah.
And that
was just sick. That was just so sickening.
That was disgusting.
Yes.
So and I want to say something about Felix's comment here. Yeah, we're all tired of hearing about that, but I wanted to bring Chris on because we've heard so much sadness and so much, so many people's stories about having been taken advantage of. I wanted to tell a good news story.
Yeah, it's nice to hear some good come out of this.
It's something good. And I'm hoping this is one of many, if not most, people getting something back. I know some probably won't have any. And I told somebody this in private the other day. Even if he was willing to do, make restitution, and it appears to me from the post that he has no intention of doing that because he's being defiant. But even if he was going to, there's no way he could possibly do that.
Yeah.
No way. Because, he doesn't have a job, from what I hear. Nope. And I don't think anybody's going to hire him after all this stuff. I mean, he's not going to have very good references, but it just doesn't sound good.
Well, remember now, he supposedly owns his own business, so.
Oh yeah,
the six-figure business.
Six figures. Yeah.
He makes so much money, he has to steal from others.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Like I said, I'm thankful I got this thing back, and I hope that other people will have the same miraculous blessing that I did. I hope everybody gets their money back. I really do, and I know that for him, this is only the beginning of the end. It really is.
We can hope.
It's well, yeah, true, but I say this: a wolf in sheep's clothing. The wolf is always going to show their teeth when they get around the sheep because their carnivorous ways about them, their appetite for devouring and being hungry. See, when you're hungry like that, when you're hungry, you get kind of greedy, and when you get greedy, you'll tend to do stupid things.
Oh yeah.
So
it disturbs me that he's apparently started his schemes all over again. He's got supposedly from some of the posts I've seen, he's got another maker working under him, and that there's some dispute about that, but.
Yeah.
He's not going to own up to anything. And it's just odd to me that all these dozens of people have come out and conspired against this one man.
Yeah. Who'd have thought, right?
Yeah. And we have proof right here. You got your belt back from the police chief who got it from his wife, who, claimed his thief had it.
Yeah.
So there's a lie exposed right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the jig is up. I don't think he belongs in the hobby. He has no business in the hobby. But show a little bit of contrition or whatever the remorse or something. There's
Yeah.
there's no harm in admitting, hey, I screwed up.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. But
Yeah.
he's not going to do that.
Hopefully, there's lots of others that are in contact with the chief as well.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
from
sure the
what
chief is getting tired of the phone calls.
Yeah.
From what I heard, the chief told me, yeah, you're not the only one who called about him.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
That.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
well, Chris, we appreciate you coming on the show and telling your story.
Thanks
You're
for
welcome to
coming
stay
on,
on,
Chris.
by the way.
okay.
But I loved hearing the story. Loved hearing the happy ending.
Yeah.
Very happy for you. Hang on to that belt.
Trust me, I am.
He's not going to let that go.
No.
Not this time. No.
Oh.
Just if I wanted like another edition, like another copy, I just pay for it, and that's all. So,
Yeah. Sociopath. That's the best way to describe it, I guess. Yeah. I've heard that term before.
He's a pro at being a con man.
Yeah, and I've coined this phrase, by the way. If you've been e-dubbed, that means you've been scammed. If we're going to talk codes like times 12, e-dubbed means you've been scammed.
Mm-hmm.
What does times 12 mean anyway? Who cares?
I that time's 12. So I'm like, I'm like,
It's stupid.
I'm like,
They'll see how junior high that sounds. Times 12. So,
I'm like,
Consider the source.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, times 12. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 12 is 36. Okay.
Welcome to math class.
I'm an idiot times 12.
I got my belt back. 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 I got my belt back.
6,
I got my belt back.
7,
I got my belt back.
8.
Yeah,
We're going to go all the way to 12.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, times 12. I got my belt back.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just stupid. I don't get that. That's we're trying to be helpful and give advice by telling you how stupid you are for doing the same thing we did. We fell for the same scheme.
Yeah,
exactly. Because nobody's here.
Now I want to note one more thing. You're also at a little bit over $400, right?
Yeah, but like I said, that really don't matter because I know that a lot of people that fell with this guy is more out of a lot more money than I am.
Absolutely, yeah.
especially the belt makers.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Those guys too. I feel so sorry for Asif and Arham as well. I'm so sorry.
Arham.
Yeah, Arham.
Mayan.
And Mayan, especially.
Oh God,
Mayan.
yeah.
So I'm like, damn, this one man did so much damage.
Yeah.
From both.
He's a pro, Chris. He's a pro.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I'm like, that it's just sad.
It is.
It's sad.
But I'm glad to see that Mayans are getting back on their feet. They're making good on the orders, which they were not obligated to do.
Yeah.
They took a hit not only financially, but also they took a big public relations hit, and they're still recovering from that. So
I mean, to me, that whole thing, looking back on it now, it was a smearing.
They've been.
It was.
Smearing.
It was a
good way to cover your tracks is to smear the other guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't just smear them; he destroyed them.
Oh, he did. Yeah. We all felt. Hey, I blocked Mayan too. I mean.
Oh yeah, we didn't know.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden one day, I was removed from the group, and others were like, "What's going on here?" And then Eddie came out and said, "Oh, they're whatever. They're being bad. We're
bad people.
Get out of there right now. Get out of there."
Bad people. You saw the his show on YouTube. Him and he hook, line, and sinker.
Oh,
hook,
the update.
Yeah, the update.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow. And
we're glad this one turned out okay. I hope we have more stories like this in the future.
Yeah, I hope
in the near future.
Too. I hope so too. Especially with Bodie Green. God bless that man.
Yeah. Wow.
Eric Tyler.
Mayans really stepped up and took care of him.
Yeah, I'm glad that GoFundMe thing. I'm so glad that happened. I really am.
Yeah,
because that to me that helped that man out a lot.
Eddie attempted that same scheme with me with the PayPal, and I didn't buy it, and it wasn't because I didn't trust him. I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. And
exactly.
I'm glad I followed my Spidey sense, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Because when I heard about that, I was like, why would he want somebody to use some use their PayPal just to pay for something that's in his name. I'm like, wait, that don't sound right.
Countless people he went to and tried to use their PayPal.
I knew something wasn't right, but I just didn't know what it was. And I'm so glad I followed that.
You just get that
feeling.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get that feeling. I'm like, no, something's. Thank you,
this isn't
Felix.
Right. Yeah.
This guy, Felix. I'm not going to try to pronounce the last. Alisea. He was another victim of Eddie, and he got a belt. I don't remember how he told me he got it done, but he got a custom made. Now I'm gonna have him on the show next week to show off that belt.
Okay.
We talked about that before the show. But
Okay.
a really beautiful custom, a really cool concept.
Yeah.
We got some gamesmanship going on here.
Trubisky. Oh my God. Yeah.
Maybe get Bayfield.
Oh, he's available. Yeah.
Thank you. Got lucky there. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show and telling your story. We needed to hear some good things out of this situation.
Yeah,
we heard so many bad things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
very, very happy for you. Very happy.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a beautiful belt, by the way.
Thank you. Oh yeah, love this title. You know, I showed you the other title. So yeah, the Silver Lining and the Gold Standard.
There you go.
Boom.
There you go.
So yeah, but I wish for many more stories. Thank you, Vinny. I wish for many more stories for this. I hope that people who gave him property and finances get it back. Get it back.
Yeah.
Because this
contact the police.
Yeah.
Be persistent. Be persistent.
Yeah.
Don't just take a loss. Try.
Yeah.
Don't
give up.
Yeah. And do like I do. Call them. At least like
calling them.
yeah. Call them at least like every week, couple of days a week. See what's going on.
They'll take action just to shut you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
A lot of people say that it's Virginia. They're probably on his side. I'm like, gosh, I gotta go through all this just to keep getting back what's mine. I mean, I got naysayers telling me that now the cops are in there as well. I'm like, the cops? Come on, man. Yeah. Why would the police side with a criminal? You know,
I'm not in West Virginia, but
exactly.
I got a feeling that the feds could get involved with it. We're talking about interstate commerce here. So.
Exactly. Come on.
I'm surprised
international commerce
already.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
International commerce too.
Exactly. So I'm like, I said, I can't picture that happening. I can't picture the cops being involved. And so, like I said, I had like a lot of naysayers. A lot.
I don't have an impact belt.
Just
Where you got that in?
Yeah,
I have an impact belt.
Just saying.
But thank you.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
All right. We're at the top of the hour, and I was remiss because I was so fascinated by the story. I'd like to have you on again sometime to talk about some other belts you have or you're collecting. But this show is sponsored by Mark Leather, Championship Belt Leathering. I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit, as well as Unique Spirit, who's a sponsor of the show, and they're also making the giveaway belt, which I'll address here in just a second. And if you're watching us on Facebook, you might want to click on the StreamYard link and click it to allow it to show your name, so we can give you credit for the comments. Otherwise, you'll show up as Facebook user, or you can switch over to YouTube and look up the Wide World of Belts channel and click on there. You don't have to click anything else extra. And this podcast, because it's on YouTube as well, is made possible by a partnership with another podcast known as the Brothers in Kayfabe podcast on Apple Podcasts, and also at that link right there, which I will not try to read. I got lucky with Alisea. Also, and I'm going to show this belt of the week here in a second. Also, I bought a couple of sets of plates from a maker, Tanvir Kershid, from Dream Championship Belts. I made there were 2 Winged Eagles, and I leathered one of them and sold it. And David Babel bought it from me, and you can laugh if you want to. He bought the belt. He has a YouTube channel called The Instant Classic Review. He did a review of that belt. Gave a really nice review, very honest review. And I'm also going to re-leather the other set and keep it for myself, by the way. I don't have any Winged Eagles. So, anyway, give that a watch. He's very thorough, very detailed with his reviews.
Yeah.
Very honest.
Yeah, he is.
He didn't pay me to say that.
All right. He did a review on the U.S. title that I have, and also the the U.S. title that what's his name? The guy in the Marines, the wrestler.
Oh, Randall.
No. He, attention, you maggots! I forgot his name.
Oh,
Sergeant Slaughter.
Huh?
Sergeant Slaughter.
Slaughter. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Slaughter.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, John. I didn't know.
because I forget that Slaughter was a former U.S. champion as well. He had a thing with him and Wahoo McDaniel. But
That's right, yeah.
it was that belt that he did a review on also. That I think they call it the Southern style title. So yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's Levy style. Yeah, that's the one that Gianni's talking about. I got one back here too.
That's not an Impact belt. That is an NWA belt.
They had an affiliation with Impact.
They had affiliation with Impact. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to show off this belt. I already showed the video of it. I got this in the mail the other day. I had it on layaway for 2 or 3 months. I'm appalled that I'm not one of the first to have gotten this belt because, like James, I'm an aficionado of the Dome Globe. But I got this. I can't remember what day it was. Tuesday, I guess I got it.
Oh, I think it's so beautiful.
Isn't it? I know James is licking his chops over there.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
I'm probably going to get it depending on what my taxes look like. Damn, that thing's pretty, though.
It's got the Fandu stamp on it.
That's the oldest, isn't it, Mark?
No, it's not the oldest. Well, you call it the oldest because it's got the British flag on it, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is the new version. The Aldous belt, traditionally what they call the Aldous belt is it's got the bigger grommets. Everybody calls it the Aldous belt because he had it, but it's got the great big grommets. It's made by Top Rope Belts. It's also got a wider plate, wider and shorter plate. But this is the right leather cut for the Aldous belt, by the way, but it's not the right one for the current version belt. And I'm currently working on a leather strap for this one, and it's going to be a lot wider. It's going to have like 1.5 inches spacing between the plates and the edge of the leather.
Yeah.
I got a leather cut for it, but I've run into an issue. Take me off full screen. I'm trying to remember not to do that. I'm running into an issue. The lacing. I went to Tandy Leather the other day. I had an ordeal with Tandy Leather. I'll tell that story some other time. It's a long story, but I had an issue with Tandy. But oh, here we go. Yeah, Ben's favorite belt.
All right.
But anyway, they didn't have any lace in stock. I always buy my lace there. Yeah, there you go. Also, the Aldous belt has the curved side plates. They're slightly curved. Yeah, that's the Aldous belt right there. But anyway, they didn't have any lace in stock. The last 2 times I've been there, they didn't have my. I get the black lace. It's 1/8 inch. It's synthetic leather. The real leather is much more expensive, but this works a lot better. And anyway, I went online the other day to order it because I'm getting low. I got 3 belts of lace, and I'm getting low, and I don't think I have enough quite to finish. I got enough to finish a customer belts, but my 2 belts I want to do, I'm going to run out. Tandy's out of the black lace. I can get white. I can get brown in some places. Some places they're out of brown too, but the black they're out of. And so I went to eBay and paid about $3 more a roll for 2 rolls of it. And about an hour later, they canceled my order saying, "Oh, we're sorry that black was mismarked, or the brown was mismarked black. So we may get some in next week." So I hope so. But the lacing on this is beautiful. They did a beautiful job with this lacing. Really nice. Now, another thing I'm going to do, there's a man by the name of Wade Dakota Robertson. He's probably listening to this, or he will be later. He got this belt as a gift from his brother, and he loves it. He got the real leather version. This is the fake leather version. But he pointed out something that was quite obvious. The female snaps are on the wrong end. The Dome Globe and the silver, 10 pounds of silver US, both had the female snaps on the opposite end for most other belts. Yeah, see? Yeah, yours is right. Mine's wrong. So when I put mine on the new strap, yeah, there you go. Oh, wait, yours is backward too.
Mine's is backward too, right?
Yep.
Okay, you got the US belt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yours is wrong.
Yeah. I got the. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody notices that. But the Dome Globe is the one that's most noticeable.
Yeah, I was going to say it's pretty notorious.
But hold that one up. Hold that one up, Chris.
Oh.
Hold it. I want to see the front of it.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Let me put it on full screen. I want to see that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I got it. Now, Mateen made that one, right?
Yeah, Mateen made this one for me, but like I said, see if he can give me like the correct logo. I already talked to Dustin about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I still want this. I just this logo right here is it just drives me crazy because
I see what you're saying.
When I see it on my belt that the Top Rope made for me, that's the correct logo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep.
So thanks, Michael. So that's just drives me crazy. I'm like, that logo, I can't take it. Yeah.
I mentioned the giveaway belt earlier. This isn't it. It's just identical to it, but I'm hoping to announce the details for the giveaway next week. We reached 1,000 members the other day. I went live the other day and talked about that with Kevin. It does have a logo plate. I had a guy. This one's the one for sale. The guy was going to buy it, but he didn't want the logo plate, and it messed it up to take it off. But we're having a giveaway for a belt identical to this. So the edge tooling is just a little bit different. And I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to outline hopefully outline the details either next week or the week after. And we're going to limit it. We're not going to allow makers to participate because they're makers. They can make their own belt. But I'm anxious to get this to a new home soon. And I want to thank everybody again for reaching 1,000 members. We're 1,034 right now and climbing. So
there you go.
That's all you guys watching and joining and inviting your friends. So we appreciate that. Yeah. On another belt here, I got.
Mark.
Yeah.
I got a jet out.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you joining us, and really appreciate you sharing your story.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for sharing everything with us.
You have a great night. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Jim, Andy, where the other guy go? I forgot.
Lane. He I think he had an issue. He has technical issues, so.
Okay.
I don't know when he dropped off.
Okay.
We appreciate you being on and sharing your story. We're really happy for you.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see a happy ending, man.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, Jim, Andy, Mark.
You have a good evening.
Take care, Chris.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Good night.
See ya.
All right.
Thank you, Gianni.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're not going to allow the makers to participate because
no,
that's a big duh.
Yeah.
We've been having a big issue with makers here lately. They want to do the sales posts on their own, and we've removed some of those. I blocked a couple of them because they just refuse to listen. We have the Friday sales post coming up tomorrow, and that's where we're going to allow sales posts. Now, we are going to make an exception for guys, individuals who, for one reason or another, have to liquidate, 3 or 4 belts at a time because, things come up. But I got this one for sale, by the way. It's my show. I'm going to do this. But I always sell mine on the sales post. So, but if you'll indulge me for a moment, I sold one not very long ago. The guy's very happy with it, but I got another one. I finished it, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. Got it for sale. Showed this last week. It's got the NWA stamp on it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my own little trademark. I don't think the original had that. It's got the flag.
I believe the original had a flowing flag, not straight like that. It was like
I never saw it. I don't know.
Well, I'll try to remember to bring mine on the show next week. I'll show it to you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But,
it's one of my favorites.
This one's for sale for $350 shipped. And the red one I just showed you, the red TV, is $300 shipped.
Beautiful belt.
Yeah. Still full screen. Ben makes a good point. I had one that twice violated the sales post thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I booted him. I removed the post the first time, but he did it again, so I booted him. He asked to be added back to the group. I said, nope.
Yeah.
You violated the rules. He said, what rules? I said, the rules you agreed to when you joined the group.
They do it in my group, they get a warning, and if they do it again, they're gone.
Yeah. I usually try to inform them that they violated that rule. But sales posts by makers are only allowed in the Friday sales post along with everybody else. The only exception, and this at our discretion, mine and Kevin's discretion, we will allow a sale outside the Friday sales post in certain circumstances. If you have 3 or 4 belts you're trying to get rid of because bills come up, unexpected, it happens. I've had people back out of leather jobs because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. So they play down. Well, how come you kicked me out of your group? You violated the rule. What rule?
Yeah.
The rule you read when you clicked agree to come in.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Yeah. Well, he learned a very valuable lesson. You're not allowed in this group.
Yeah.
But we try to promote positivity in this group. I like to have fun. We want to address some of the issues pressing. Now, I can make light of this a little bit because nobody got hurt, but everybody knows what happened to Carmine. He went live right before this show, but he put a post out today said that he had a package delivered to his home that exploded.
Yeah, a glitter package.
Yeah, I didn't know that till Andy told me that right before the show.
Yeah.
But I heard that, but I thought it was a joke. But anyway, there was some ribbing going on in the chat that Gianni was behind it because he wanted to take over BAM. So I created this little picture of the suspect in the bombing.
What is Gianni doing right there?
He's riding some kind of a kitty toy. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Looking good there,
Carmine saw this, so I hope he finds the humor in it because he didn't get hurt. Thank goodness. There's no damage. Him
Yeah.
and his dog are both fine. He did get hit by a piece of wood. He said on the
Yeah.
live.
You just thank God he's okay.
Yeah. If you'll hold the door open for me, Gianni.
Come on, Gianni.
I couldn't resist. I mean, it was a serious thing that happened, but once I heard nobody was hurt, there was no serious
Yeah.
damage, and people started making jokes about it, I created a little picture. So
Gianni
it's funny.
plotted the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We know what you're up to, Gianni.
By the way, here's the giveaway belt right here. No, that's the sales belt. I keep forgetting they're identical. It's just, but that's the belt right there.
Very nice.
I think I had something else I was going to show. Oh! Right at the top of the show, we did the 10-second or the 10 bell countdown or 10 bell salute for Scott Hall, who passed away. And I know this has been talked about ad nauseum on several of the other shows, but I don't want to neglect that topic on this show. So I wasn't a fan. I didn't get WWF much. I didn't watch it. I was a WCW guy, and I wasn't a big fan of the NWO. But I'll tell you something. Scott Hall earned my respect when he appeared on the Jerry Springer show, and I don't remember what those kids were doing on there. There's I think a couple of young kids that wanted to get married, little bitty kids.
These kids were sick. They had health issues.
Yeah. And he was the IC champion at the time, Razor Ramon. He was a heel. He comes on the show and tells the story, or they tell him his story, and he has that belt on. He's in costume, his ring attire, and at the very end of the episode, he takes that Intercontinental belt off and gives it to one of the kids. Now that's a bad guy.
I think both of them somehow got a belt. It was really nice.
Maybe they did, yeah. And I heard a story after I'd seen that somebody said that who's the guy that Brother Love? What's his name?
Bruce Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard. Yeah, he got a phone call from Scott Hall. I think the next day saying, "Hey, I need another belt." Johnny, what were you doing at Chuck E. Cheese?
I don't even want to
celebrate your 30th birthday. It was very, very awesome tribute. Sure.
Yeah. Another one gone too soon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I hadn't seen the video in quite a while, but yeah, that's right. They had AIDS, and I think they wanted to get married. I think that's what the deal was. Nora, we had the guest on earlier. I wanted to acknowledge you. You were late, so you get time out for that. Yeah, I don't know where those belts are now. I don't know if those kids are still alive. Or what happened? Okay, all right. But what are your memories of Scott? Some of your favorite memories of Scott Hall?
Oh, geez, the Shawn Michaels 2-belt match. That was classic. One of my favorites.
Okay. I keep hearing about that. I didn't see the match. I'll have to go back and watch it.
If you got the network or Peacock, whatever it is, go and check it out. It's a great match.
It's probably on YouTube, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, easier. Yeah, go to YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I've seen pictures of Scott Hall holding up 2 belts, and I didn't understand what that was about.
Mm-hmm.
What was the deal with 2 belts?
They were both hanging. I don't know. I can't remember why there was 2, but they were both hanging above the ring. Yeah, I remember them from AWA.
Yeah. When I saw Razor, when he came to WCW as one of the outsiders, they said Scott Hall. I thought, I don't know another Scott Hall. I didn't realize it was the same guy. He'd slimmed down.
But yeah, I remember when he's in AWA with Kurt Hennig. Yeah.
Yeah, they called him Big Scott Hall. He was big.
Yeah, he was.
But
Yep.
he was very good at the characters, and he had
And I
you convinced he was a bad guy.
And I believe he came up with went to Vince with the character of Razor Ramon. That he saw it from the movie
Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface. And
Al
Vince
Pacino.
just saw him do it. And he said, "That's yours. Do it. Take it."
Yeah.
So
Chris asked about the other guy, Lane. He just messaged me. His phone rang, and he's also getting some thunder down there. Thunderstorms, I guess.
I like the Razor Ramon character. At that point in time, I was kind of starting to tune out of WWF because everybody had a gimmick. It was, you had the plumber and you had the hockey player and you had the guy that came and stole your car and you had
Duke the dumpster.
Yeah, I mean, and so I started to turn away from WWF at that point in time. WCW was no better. But I can remember starting to watch, or I wouldn't say starting to watch wrestling again, because I never really stopped watching, but I didn't pay attention. It was just on to have it on in the background. But when he showed up on Nitro, and he was like, I'm here, you want to go to war? It's a war you're going to get. And I can just remember like, oh, wow. I had never seen an invasion angle done at this point in time. I'd seen territories get bought out and everything else. When Crockett bought out the UWF, the original UWF.
Right. Yeah. Not Herb Abrams' version.
Yeah.
In fact, I heard that Scott Hall was the first person interviewed on the very first Monday Night Raw as Razor Ramon.
Right. Now, see, I don't remember that, but I do know that when he showed up in WCW, that was a game changer because I like I said, I don't want to say I was a lapsed fan or anything, but I wasn't as into it at that point in time. But what was that? 1997 when he showed up in WCW. 96.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
96, yeah, 95, 96, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm probably at that point in time 22, 23 years old, and I had other things going on in life, band, girls, everything. But I never quit watching. It was just more of a background thing. And then when he came in and he was there and it was just like, okay. And then all of a sudden, boom, here's Nash. And we got a third guy. Who's the third guy? Who's the third guy? And I can remember watching the Nitro after that pay-per-view because I didn't watch the pay-per-view. I didn't see what happened. And then like here I am, me and my friends, that happens. Hogan turns heel. And it was that because it set the world on fire for wrestling because, I mean, he was the first. And regardless of what anybody says about, their favorite wrestler or if he was their favorite, he was never my favorite wrestler. He was my favorite NWO member. I will say that. I have a lot of good memories of watching his matches. The Shawn ladder match, honestly, is one of my favorite ladder matches because you don't see a lot of spots and dives off the ladder, and you don't see grown men taking, how is it these athletic guys take an hour to climb up, 8 or 9 rungs of a ladder? You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of that in this match. You don't see a lot of the ladder stunts where they're coming off the ladder and things like that. It's more of a match around the ladder, and then the ladder is the pinnacle, be all end all of
Blade's having sound
the
issues.
match. But it's a great. It's one of my favorite ladder matches. And I don't know if it was that bad. But I was older too. Whenever he came in as Razor Ramon, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I know where he got that idea from. That's Scarface."
Yeah.
Like
I hadn't seen Scarface yet. I'd just seen it just a couple of years ago for the first time. Believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It wasn't.
My dad liked gangster movies, so I kind of got brought up in the world of like 1950s sci-fi retro horror, and really good gangster flicks. So I got turned on to that one I won't say at a young age, but at old enough to where I understood what was going on and wasn't, too over the top for my intelligence. But yeah, man, as soon as I saw him, I was like, Razor Ramon, I was like, say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I never put the two together till tonight, but yeah, I saw Scarface maybe 3-4 years ago. It was okay. It was okay. I mean, I like those kind of movies, but it was okay. I thought Al Pacino was a little over the top, but I liked it.
Oh,
I liked him.
way
Well,
over
I
the
liked him
top.
better as Michael Corleone. I mean, I couldn't get past Michael Corleone.
I thought he played a pretty good devil too in
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one either. I need to watch that one.
Ooh, it's good. It's really good.
I want to see the one of him where he's the blind guy.
Oh, you haven't seen that one either?
No, I haven't. No.
Son of a Woman. You've got to see that. That's
Yeah, I
an
gotta see that
excellent
one.
movie.
I haven't seen it either, Mark.
Whoa.
I feel better.
Man, you
Oh.
guys got to see this movie. It's called Son of a Woman.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's an excellent movie.
I just realized I finally wore my world class shirt. And you're not wearing yours.
Yeah, man, I wore it like
You wore it Tuesday night.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I wore it on the other show, and when I was wearing it, I was like, "Oh wait, I think it's the wrong night. Too late."
Yeah.
But I'm still representing though. I mean,
Yeah, you wear the world class shirt for that show, but
I've worn it on this one before, I do believe.
I saw Apocalypse Now.
It's
It
a
was
great
different.
movie. It's not. That's not really a Al Pacino movie though.
No, it's not.
But it's an awful long boat ride. I'll say that. I've watched a lot of movies, and that boat ride takes forever.
There's a
That
YouTube
movie's
channel
like,
called
here's
The King
my
of
favorite line-
King of
my favorite line
Random.
in Apocalypse Now is who's in charge? I thought you were.
Yeah. Are you an assassin?
Are you an assassin?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a YouTube channel called The King of Random. By the way, the guy that started that channel died in a paragliding accident.
I'm from
But I think they got that from Gianni. He might have a trademark issue there.
Vinny, I'm from Cincinnati.
Tombstone.
know.
I love Tombstone. Love Tombstone. Watch every chance I get. That's my Huckleberry.
Well, John and Tyler. You don't know Daisy at all.
Yeah.
Where you going with
He was
that
just-
shotgun?
Poor soul. He was just a little high strung.
Yeah.
Youngstown, Ohio. Home of Bob Stoops. There you go.
He's up in northern Ohio.
Yeah.
Youngstown, isn't that the Football Hall of Fame too?
That's in Akron.
Or Akron? No, sorry.
Yeah.
I've mentioned the lacing shortage. I'm getting people messaging me wanting to send me lace. Appreciate that, guys.
Well, that's real nice. Looking out for you.
Yeah. No, I called the headquarters at Tandy, and I'm going to tell this Tandy story here a little bit. I called the headquarters at Tandy because I couldn't find any online anywhere, and they told me that it could be weeks, could be months. They didn't have an estimated time for it, and so they looked it up on the computer. And said, "Hey, there's a." All right, they said, "Here's the phone number for the Reno, Nevada store. They've got 7 in stock." Oh, okay, cool. Oh, there it goes. Oh, my daughter must be here. Yeah, my daughter's here. So I called the store, and they said, "No, we don't have any." I said, "But they said you had 7." They said, "Well, we're on a different inventory system. They don't have a clue."
Oh boy.
So I found some on eBay, and I ordered 2 rolls. I needed 2 rolls to get by with what I got going on now, and so the order went through. I paid $3 more. I think it was like $6 or $7 a roll. I paid like $9, and the order went through. And about an hour later, I got an email saying that I'd been refunded and my order canceled. Like, crap. Well, then I got an email from the guy, and he said, "I'm sorry. The black lace you ordered was mismarked. It was brown, but it was mismarked as black. but I should be getting some in next week. So he's supposed to let me know. But I don't know what's up with the brown lace or the black lace all of a sudden. But and it's $6 or $7. I get a discount because I'm a first responder at Tandy. But I'll tell you what happened at Tandy the other day. February 21st, I went to Tandy Leather in Oklahoma City, which is where I normally go. And this dog wants it. Hang on a second. Anyway, I bought a side piece of leather, which will usually make about 4 straps. And so I use 8 to 9 ounce leather. I get it home and I have it rolled up at home because I'm still working on the previous piece. But yeah, G and N. There you go. But anyway, I finally get it out and I get to feeling it. I get the hiccups, and it feels a little thick. And I got to be very careful about that because the snaps won't poke through if it's too thick, and I can't get the snaps together. They won't stick together. So I called Tandy. I looked at the receipt. The receipt said 8 to 9 ounce, which they got a barcode sticker on the piece, so they scanned it in as 8 to 9 ounce. So I called and said, "Hey, I think you sold me an extra thick piece." And I'm not slamming them, by the way, because they've always been very good to me. They've been very helpful. This is just one bad experience. I'm not going to hold it against them, but something else came out of it. And they said, no, if it says 8 to 9 ounce on there, it's 8 to 9 ounce. We're starting to use a different tannery, so that may explain, maybe you might feel a slight difference in the thickness. So I said, okay. So I cut the first strap out, punched the holes for the snaps, went to go stick a snap through there. It won't come through. I knew it. So I got a remnant from the previous piece I'd cut, and it's 1.5 times thicker than what I normally use, and I knew it. So I took it back Saturday. No, I called Friday. Yeah, I called Friday about 10 till 6 because they closed at 6, and I ended up talking to the Memphis store. I don't know how I got transferred there. And they said, "Well, if you already cut it, we can't take it back, but you'll need to go to that store tomorrow." I said, "Okay." So I drove the 2-hour trip. I get there, explain what happened, and the poor guy that was there didn't have a clue. He said, "Well, let me ask." And the lady, he got the lady that helped me pick out that piece, and she said, "Well, you've already cut it. We can't take it back." I said, "But I called you before I cut it. You assured me it was this thickness." "Well, I'm sorry, you cut it, but we can't take it back." And I knew they were going to tell me that, but I had to argue because they screwed up twice. So the young man behind the counter, trying to be helpful, he said, "Hey, there's another store down the street that has a leather splitter that they could probably thin that down for you." And then the woman, she said, "We're not supposed to tell people that." And so I took his advice. They were going to take the piece back, and I'm out $170 otherwise. So I go down to the store. Sure enough, he's got a leather splitter. The trick is I have to cut it into strips to fit into the shredder or the splitter, and I think I cut them like 8 to 9 inches wide, which is your average belt. I think 10 pounds of gold to go through that. And very nice people. He split 3-4 pieces for me. Charged me $15 for it. He says he used to work for Tandy for 23 years, and he got out of it. Decided to start his own leather company. His wife owns that building and owns the company, but he runs it. And he's a leather producer, and they also sell leather cheaper there. And that's cheaper than what I can get it, even with my discount. So he helped me cut it. He let me help him split it, which is really kind of a cool experience. If you ever use a joiner planer, that thins the boards down when you put it through there, it's the same premise. It looks like one of those squeegee things when you put your chamois through at the car wash. You got the 2 rollers or the washboard.
Yeah,
it's what it looks like. But anyway, he even gave me a T-shirt. His wife sells soaps there made out of goat's milk, and I saw a T-shirt hanging in the window there, and it said, "If you don't use our goat's milk soap, you stink." And I thought it was hilarious. So I was going to take a picture of it, showed it to my wife, and he said, "Hey, I'll give it to you. You can just take it home and give it to her." So he said, "I hope I earned your business." So yes, you did. So I got a secondary supplier for leather. I'm not slamming Tandy. That was one bad experience. They're good people. I just was not happy with that particular experience. I plan to go back for some other things I can't get this other company, so I'm not writing them off. It's just one of those things. But you got to be sure. Always check the bag before you leave the drive-through, because you know what happens to the drive-through. Yeah, that. Bless you.
Thank you.
Don't ask the guess what happens to the drive-through. I have that as ringtone, but I can't use it because I go to church. I can't have that going off in church. But anyway, 8:30. I'm gonna advertise one more time because I was kind of behind on that. Mark Leather sponsoring this show, as well as Unique Spirit, who made this giveaway belt, by the way. Did great work. And Unique is working on a special project for me. I know Andy knows about it. I'm pretty sure Jim knows about it. I think I sent you pictures of the artwork. It's a surprise. As soon as it's done, I'll show it up on the show. I'm very, very anxious to see this. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind deal. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. It's going to be a surprise. It'll be coming up hopefully in the next month and a half, 2 months. And if you're watching on Facebook, we invite you to move over to YouTube and watch on Wild World of Belts. Your comments will pop up with your name, and you won't have to click anything extra. Otherwise, you have to click the StreamYard link. And Brothers of Kayfabe Podcast have partnered with us on the StreamYard subscription, so be sure you check out those guys. They love to talk about wrestling. They talk about WWF wrestling a lot, which I don't talk about a whole lot because I didn't watch a lot of it. And then I also invite you to check out the YouTube channel, The Instant Classic Review with David Babel. He just did a review this week of a belt I sold him. The plates are made by Dream Championship Belts, and I re-leathered the strap. So, very nice review. What else we got going on, guys?
We got well, thank you, Gianni.
I put that up too late. I'm sorry.
We got Charmel going into the Hall of Fame.
I don't know
Why?
who she is, but I heard that she
It's
has no
Booker
business
T's
being in there.
Booker T's wife.
Oh, okay.
Now she was somebody. She wrestled as somebody else back in the day, Paisley, I think.
That sounds right. Yeah.
I've heard that name.
And I'm not gonna like put her down. I've heard some people say that the reason why she got in is because she's black and it's female and they're in Houston and she's from there. And if that's the case, I could come up with 3 names right off the top of my head who are black female wrestlers who are more deserving. And I'm not saying that Charmel doesn't have or hasn't put into the business. And I don't want to put down what she has done in the business. I don't want to negate anything that she said, but I can name 3 women right off the top of my head who are women of color who are much more deserving of Hall of Fame entrance than Charmel.
Jackie.
She wasn't one of them, but I'll say Jackie for sure. Dark Journey.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome Kong. Jazz.
Oh yeah,
definitely,
Jazz.
Definitely
yeah.
Jazz. Yeah.
She's retired, right? Wasn't
yes.
she the NWA
she-
Ladies Champion?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
actually never lost the belt. She relinquished the belt
Right.
at one point in time, and then she just announced her retirement here recently. But and once again, I don't want to diminish anything that Charmel has done in the industry or anything. I just think that if you look at the accomplishments of just those 3 women that I mentioned, never mind the fact that what you said, Jackie. Look at what Jackie has done in the business.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that if you stack her accolades up against somebody like Jazz or somebody like Awesome Kong or Dark Journey, yes, well, I'm talking about women of color.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going Gianni, I mean, I'm not going to slight China either. China deserves to be in there 100%.
Gianni's in a separate universe. We're okay. Just,
But,
just roll with it.
But I'm gonna put it on the parameters of women of color, and if they're gonna put a woman of color in, which I'm all for that. I think that there needs to be more.
Yeah. Coco Beware. Yeah. Yeah, Ben.
Hey,
I
look,
agree.
Coco. What people don't realize is Coco was awesome in the territories
Before he was
long
Coco.
before he went to the
Yeah.
WWF.
Yeah.
He was in
had
world
a
class.
career. Yeah, he was the Southern Tag Team Champion, I
Norville
believe,
Austin.
with Bobby Eaton.
Oh, was he? I knew he was with Norville Austin. He was a
Yeah.
tag team champion, Norville Austin.
Speaking of which, Bob Eaton, why the heck are the Midnight Express not in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
One of the
I don't
greatest
know.
tag teams ever.
You know,
Bob
I
Eaton's
don't.
no longer with us. They need to get them in before the. There's
I mean,
two
I
other
don't care if
guys.
Andre
Well,
or Eaton, I don't care.
I 100% believe they deserve to be there. If the Rock and Roll Express would be there, you can't
Yeah.
have the
You can't
Rock
have
and
it
Roll
without them.
Express without the Midnights.
Yes.
You can't
Yeah.
have the Road Warriors in there without the Midnights.
Yeah.
You
Skip
can't have the
Young.
Horsemen in there without the Midnights because they all had interactions. with
Cornette
the
should be in there
Midnights.
too.
100%. Cornette could be in there, even if it's not with the Midnights, which it should be, but
Yeah.
he could be in there with Vader,
Oh, definitely.
Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Who else did he manage in WWF? Owen.
Big Bubba.
Owen will never be in there because his wife won't let the WWF put him in there, and I totally agree with her. Why? Yeah, both. I mean, we're talking all three of the Midnights.
there's another one, and I met him. I can't remember what his name is. off top, but
Randy
I know who you're
Rose.
talking about.
Randy Rose. Yeah.
Thank you.
I met him.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
They're all they're all deserving, but Randy Rose wasn't there whenever the Midnights got hot.
No,
Big.
but he
No,
was.
he
I think he was the
very
original member
beginning.
though.
Yeah, he was
the very
definitely
beginning.
he and Dennis Condrey were and somebody else. I don't remember who the other person was.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name. I know exactly who you're talking about.
I can't remember his name to save my life, but there was a technically a fifth member that was a part of the original three.
Was it
Rhodes, Condrey,
Neville
and-
something?
That sounds right.
Neville? I can't remember his name.
Hold on, because that's what the Google machine's for.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now.
Because it's one of those things. But yeah, the Midnight Express definitely deserves to be in there. If we're getting back to what I was saying about the women of color,
Norval Austin.
Norval Austin, thank you.
Yeah, I said okay. I said him with Coco Beware.
Yeah.
Back when he's Coco Ware.
It doesn't necessarily mean, when I say women of color, does not necessarily mean black. I can also throw in Asian, Leilani Kai.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other women out there who have and put in their time. And once again, I'm not going to put Charmel down. Thank you. I'm not putting Charmel down by saying that these women are better. I'm just saying that their accolades are.
Well, they usually do a video package right before the induction. What are they going to put up for her?
Well, they'll show her as Queen Charmel. They'll probably
On Monday. They did a little video on Monday, and it just showed her with her crown on, walking with Booker T, and it just But that's WWE. That's typical WWE.
Well, this begs a question.
Gail Kim will never.
Are the Hall of Fame classes too big?
She will not.
That they're just we got 5. Let's bring that person in just for the hell of it.
Sometimes I think that and this is just me. I think some years, like this year with did we ever get an official word on Sid yet?
I haven't heard anything official. No, I've heard rumors of it.
And I also heard that the Steiners are supposed to go in, but I haven't heard anything else about that.
Okay, I don't know about Scott. Scott's got a long.
Yeah, Scott's the problem. Yeah.
Now Rick might go in by himself, but I don't know if Scott would go in. But right now, as it stands, we only have 3 people going in this class right now, officially.
Yeah.
Until they officially say Sid or whoever next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, because when you're talking about the Hall of Fame, it's one of the that's subjective to begin with. It's kind of like a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And each year, I'm a firm believer that Vader should have been in probably 4 years ago.
When he was alive, it would have been nice.
He was alive,
Yeah.
But the fact that he's going in makes me happy because Vader deserves it. Vader was probably my favorite big man of all time. Him and Bam Bam. You know what I mean? I don't consider Taker's a big man, but I don't consider him a big man because he wasn't 400 plus pounds. Vader doing a moonsault at 400 pounds was just.
Is Bam Bam in the Hall of Fame?
You know what? I don't know.
I don't know.
He sure belongs in there.
If he's not, I want to say.
I don't think
maybe.
he is.
I think so. I don't know for sure.
He may confirm for us. I don't remember him going in unless it was one of those where they didn't have the ceremony for him, but they just put him on a list of people and put him in.
We'll have to get our fact checkers in on this one. I
Sid,
just
Sid
keep
was
hearing his name
official
going.
like 2 days ago. Okay. I
Okay.
wasn't for sure if,
Okay.
it was officially announced or not. So that's
But-
only 4.
But they have
And-
such a field of talent out there they could bring on, and I don't know why there's so many different rumors out there.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. That's what we're hoping, Nor. I mean, he's only cheating himself. I mean, I know how he feels towards Vince, but
Well, I think there's a lot of issues, about money and owning like rights to names and things.
yeah.
And I know just coming from, because I've had to deal with on a musical level, writing music with people and stuff like that. Things can get pretty personal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm sure on his level, trying to own a name or whatever, because Vince likes to own everything about
Everything.
about people who work for him, even their face.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm still shocked he gave up Cody Rhodes' name. I didn't think he ever was going to give that up.
I think though, when Cody started copywriting all the dead WWF stuff, like no lie, what was the Right to Censor? Do you remember those guys? The Right to
Oh,
Censor.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, if you went to righttocensor.com, it used to be owned by WWE. Well, it would give you like the right to censor stuff. Well,
Mhm.
they bought it. AEW bought righttocensor.com, and if you typed righttocensor.com, it would take you to All Elite Wrestling at one point.
Okay.
So
I
Cody
heard
was buying up all these old WWE things and applying it. And he was like, well, I tell you what, you let me have my name, I'll let you have all this stuff back.
An even trade, huh?
Yeah, and I think that's how he got his name back. Was the
Okay.
fact
Gianni sent me the video package.
Of who?
I don't know. It's a JPEG. That's
Oh,
it
no.
right there.
Oh, Johnny, that's good.
It's a JPEG, Gianni. He sent me a screenshot of a blank
I
screen.
think that's the point. That's
That's a very dark
the video.
expression she's got on her face.
That's like taking a selfie at the Grand Canyon, but leaving the lens cap on.
Johnny.
JPEG. I need a video, but
No,
yeah.
I think that was the point.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I get it now. I get it. All right. Good one, Johnny. I gotta give it up to you for that one. I gotta give it to you. I apologize. That's great. That's great. That was good. Johnny was actually clever for a change. Cool.
But that one, Charmel going in was kind of a what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, because like I said, I don't want to diminish what she has done.
It's just
in her
surprising.
career. Well, I mean, she went from being like a Nitro girl, doing the dance at Nitro girl, to being
She
like,
was a Nitro girl?
I believe so.
Who was? Charmel?
I don't think Charmel
almost
was.
positive.
I don't know.
I don't think she was. I know DDP's wife was.
Oh yeah.
I might be wrong on that.
Oh yeah, she sure was, wasn't she?
She was the leader of the Nitro Girls.
Yeah.
Wasn't she like the choreographer?
I believe so.
Okay. I don't care. I was just glad she was out there.
Oh, she was sweet.
Oh, she was. Yeah.
Oh man,
she
yeah.
still looks
she
great.
still looks good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I know that Shawn Michaels' wife was Whisper.
Yes, she was. She
Yeah.
was she was Storm
Storm.
of the Nitro Girls. Yes.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of the one I really liked, but she was a short blonde-headed girl.
the little blonde, the short little blonde. Yeah.
Yeah. She
Johnny
always-
knows. Johnny, what's her name? He's got them all memorized.
No, I liked. What was her name? She became a wrestler there for a while, and then
Oh, Stacy Keebler.
no, the red haired, the one with the
Oh.
fiery red hair,
Oh, I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of her name.
Christy Hemme.
Christy Hemme. Yeah,
Okay. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. She's very nice.
That thing got a Hemi?
I wish it.
Imagine she's never mind.
I know where you were going with that. I was thinking the same thing, but I was,
Hard
by
to
the way, I
behave.
forgot to mention this. I had it on the table right next to it. That's it. Is it Che or Shy or
Shay.
something like
Okay.
that?
Sounds
I gotta
right.
find a picture of her. That Fandu Dome Globe, I paid $5 extra to get a stand. And this is a nice little stand. Let me show it to you. It folds and it locks, and it didn't go any farther than that. The ones I get from Walmart, they'll open
Yeah.
up and swing the other way. But
Yeah.
It locks in place.
well, it stops.
hold-
It's like a door stop. That's right.
Yeah. Look,
Right
it looks
there.
thicker than the ones at Walmart too.
It feels heavy duty. It's only
Yeah.
$5.
Oh, I have
See-
one
see-
somewhere.
meets 'em right there,
I
it
have an
stops.
open one. I have a couple of them actually because I didn't have room on my shelves. I thought, oh, I'll buy stands, and then I got the stands, and I put the belts on the stands, and they didn't fit on the little shelves behind me.
Well, stands
Okay.
don't work too well with these.
No, they
cubes.
don't. Your best bet, Mark, there is to get pillows if you can. Put a meat on a pillow in those.
Yeah, the only problem with that is they collect dust.
True.
Yeah,
That's
that's why I like my bookshelves because I can take it off,
Yeah.
dust back in.
So I've got you can see with the world class belt, I got the front of the belt hanging off the edge of the shelf. I don't really like that, but it keeps from damaging or bending the bottom
Bending
of the
leather.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
what I'm running into with these here. But honestly, I'm never going to sell them. Everything that comes to me comes to live forever. Barring some sort of terrible life-altering issue that may come up, I'm jealous.
Oh,
No,
I was
No, I'm
gonna-
not jealous. Honestly, I'm happy for you. You're just
That is
making
so
me
sweet.
want
you
one
can be
really,
jealous.
really
It's
bad.
okay. You're allowed.
I'm going to live vicariously through
That's
you.
fake leather, Mark.
Yeah.
That leather. I mean, it looks really good for fake leather.
It's not bad. It's a little stiff. I mean, it's pretty stiff, but it's thick, very thick.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when they shaved that leather down for me at the other leather place, it's still slightly thicker than what I'm used to using. And the screws on the back of this, it's got a lot of screws on the back. They stick out between a 16th and an eighth of an inch when I screwed onto the back. Because I was testing. Oh, by the way, when I was taking the plates off, the dome is actually screwed on. It's got separate screws in the back.
Oh, okay.
These two screws right here. But the dome's heavy. It's got some weight. You can use it as a paperweight.
So it's solid. It's not hollow.
Yeah, it's solid. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's got holes drilled in the back, and okay. I don't know what she said, but
Johnny.
I just
oh, I
use the
think
basic
I think
Walmart
I said that
stand.
swings both ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's what's good.
I have the generic, just the $3 8-inch Walmart stands. I try
They
to
break
get,
easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Unfortunately.
I just be gentle with them. I've not broken one yet.
I've taken a
With the
few.
belt.
I've taken a
I'm
few and took
dropping
some
them.
duct tape to keep them open. Sometimes
Really?
that
Now,
works.
see, I haven't thought about that, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't really have too much of. I don't move my belts around too much.
Mhm.
Once they get on the shelf, they're there, unless I'm trying to show it, obviously to somebody.
Yeah.
Or one of my friends comes over and says, "Can I hold that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
Mhm.
Because I mean, when your friends come over, I mean, of course you got to show your belts off, man. Why not, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean, every time. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to blow my nose. I'm having some allergy issues.
that's
Oh.
all right.
It's that time
Totally
of year
understand,
already.
Jim. Totally understand.
John, you have to tell me where you get the metal stands. I don't want to spend a fortune on them. I know that.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't
What you
afford
pay for.
that
Metal
either.
stance? You mean stands?
Oh, he's wearing his heavy metal outfit stance. Yeah. Stand. There we go.
Oh, there
Okay.
he goes. All right. Yeah.
So that makes me wonder about if this is spelled correctly.
I like
No
metal
comment.
stands, but at the same time, where they're kind of heavy on wood, they can scratch. Granted,
Yeah.
I mean it's just a cheap bookshelf. I think I paid like $70 for it, 60 or $70, and it's nice,
Mhm.
but it's cheap, and I still don't want to scratch it up. If I actually bought something that was like real wood, anything, I don't think I'd want those metal stands on it just because.
Yeah. I'm going to show you. I told you I was doing the leather strap for this, and I'm making the strap wider. I'm going to show you what I've got going right now. This is what the original belt looks like on TV. It looks nothing
Okay.
like this one I got. But here's what I'm doing. This is my preliminary cut. I've actually already cut the strap. That looks pretty close, don't you think?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Back
a
to
great
this one.
picture of that center plate. Wow.
Yeah.
Trevor Murdoch.
That's Trevor Murdoch. That is obviously not the current champ. But
Beautiful. Look at that.
it's going to be a pretty wide strap. I think it's going to be 6.5 inches wide, or maybe 6 inches wide. Once I get it, but it's going to be TV accurate. So that's the main thing.
There you go.
You have
Thank
a
you,
universal
sir.
title.
And I will get out.
Speaking
I'll
of the
get out and
universal
hold it
title.
up, but the thing weighs like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I love it, but it's just way heavier than I dreamed it ever would be.
I don't know what this thing weighs, but it's pretty beefy, and I know that dome has a lot of weight to it. And another thing I noticed, I haven't measured the side plates are 3.5 inches square, but the main plate is very, very close to the size of the figs. It's slightly taller, but maybe 1/8 of an inch, and about the same width, but it's thicker. It's thicker. I took a picture. No, it isn't thicker. I'm sorry. It looked thicker with a strap on it because the strap is very thick. But I took the plate off and held it up to the figs, and it's very comparable as far as thickness.
Now, is it Rizwan or is it Classic Shields that make it like the original one where the flags were removable and
I know that Rizwan makes the stackable the relief pieces. I don't know if the flags move or not.
Because that's how the original one was. Each flag, because then the champion would have his flag on the center plate, and
yeah, they were supposed to be removable on the original too, because it was a world title. If somebody from Mexico won it, they were going to put the Mexican flag on the nameplate. If somebody from Japan, so on and so forth. But it never worked out that way. Now, Baba won it twice. I think 2 or 3 times. I think twice off of Race and once off of Jack Briscoe. They never switched the flag.
Yeah.
They never switched the flag.
He didn't have it long enough, though. He only had it for like a week.
He didn't have it. I think he had it for like a week.
Both times. Yeah. Well, I don't even think they were recognized switches until years later.
Oh, really?
The NWA, Harley would go, and Ric Flair did this a couple of times too. They'd often go to Japan and make a deal with whoever they were going over to do the tour for. Hey, here's 50 grand, drop the belt. And
of course, and you never heard about it over here.
Yeah, it never happened. We
didn't have internet back then.
And so they go over, drop the belt. Baba looks like a hero for because he just vanquished the NWA champion. Of course, at the end of the week, before he had to leave and come back to the States, Race gets the belt back. Baba's still the hero because Race had to cheat to beat him. And but at the end of the day, it was just one of those things where they made a lot of money. Race made I remember at one point in time, and I can't remember who was doing the interview. I want to say it was it may have been Jim Crockett. It may have been David Crockett. It was definitely somebody that was affiliated with the Mid-Atlantic and stuff like that. But they were talking about how Race, when he would come back from Japan, and Flair both Flair would carry the belt on his person. So would Harley, but Harley had a briefcase handcuffed to him, and they said at any point in time, he said it would be no less than 20 grand, and anywhere upwards to 100 grand in cash.
Wow.
That he would come home with. Now, imagine, if they were actually, taking taxes out or anything like that. These were all side deals. So Harley had money, crazy money at that point in time. And 100 grand in 1979, 1980. How much is that worth, then?
A lot
versus
more.
now? Yeah.
That might explain. You remember the briefcase promo where Harley Race was putting the bounty on Ric Flair? He had the briefcase full of money.
$25,000.
25. I bet that was all cash. I mean, I'm sure that was real cash. Didn't see a handcuff on the handle, but it just dawned on me when you said that may have been real cash. I thought maybe there's a couple of stacks of bills that were real and the rest of them were fake. But
now I'm putting the money out. Somebody take Ric Flair out.
Take the damn money.
Take the damn money.
Yeah.
Now, when Tommy Rich beat Harley, how long did he have the title for?
4 days.
Yeah,
4 days.
That's
what I thought. I thought it was incredibly short amount of time. Okay.
Yeah,
well, what's funny about that was
unscheduled changes. Jim Crockett didn't know about it. He was in charge of the NWA at that point in time.
he was in Japan when it happened,
and
he got the first flight out.
He heard about it, got on a plane, and flew back, and they'd already switched the title back.
Yeah.
Before he could get back on time.
He did an interview on TV congratulating Tommy Rich, who by then was the former champion. That's on YouTube.
Okay.
He was not very happy either.
I can imagine.
I saw an interview just last week with Tommy Rich about how he felt about that happening, and he said Harley really liked him because he liked to drink beer. They both drank beer.
Oh yeah.
Tommy Rich is my first favorite wrestler.
Tommy was hot.
Yeah. Oh, he was.
He was hot. I think it was more as a favor to I can't remember who was running that territory at the time. See, this was 81. It may have been the Briscoes running it at that point in time. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm sure it was more of a favor for the promoter to help, kind of legitimize the promotion at that point in time, because obviously it wasn't meant to be, and it wasn't meant to last, but they actually acknowledged it, so that was kind of cool. Of course, it happened on American soil. That's like with Kerry Von Erich. I didn't know this, and I may have mentioned it on this show here before. Unfortunately, now I can't remember what gets said on one podcast versus the other now. But Kerry Von Erich, they had planned on keeping the belt on Kerry that first run for. I didn't mean to hit that. For that first run, he was meant to run with it for about 6 to 8 months. Flair was wanting time off. And the reason why they took the belt off of him so quickly was he missed his very first date.
I didn't know that till recently. Michael, I've seen a few of those episodes, by the way. They're pretty interesting. I think it's on YouTube. Stories of Briscoe and Bradshaw. It's Jerry Briscoe and, of course, JBL. Well, we got 2 minutes left, so we're going to have to wrap this up. But what a story Chris Thermo told. That's
it was way more deeper than I thought it was.
Happy ending.
Yeah,
I'd
glad to see that. We need more of that in the hobby. We got way too much crap going on.
Way too much crap.
Too much crap times 12.
Times 12.
Times 12.
Yeah, times 12.
Times 12. Yeah. How old are you? I'm just Manny. Times 12.
Times 12.
But I get.
I don't get it.
You randomizer, Eddie.
Technically, I am this many times 12. So.
Sorry, I had Tourette's there for a second. But no, I'm very happy for him. I hope this is the first of many happy stories. We hear more of these, and if you're one of those people out there that fell into that trap and you get something back, we'd like to hear your story too.
Yeah, definitely.
We need more positivity in the hobby, a lot less drama, and that's what I try to keep this group drama free. This show drama free. We like to have fun. I'll take my little jabs here and there just for fun of it.
We joke around, but we just want to have fun, Yeah.
There's no ill intent here, but I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Just as 1,034 members. That's amazing in the short time.
Awesome.
We've grown exponentially in the last few.
Just
weeks.
wait till you hit 2,000.
Yeah. Let's go to 2,000 and beyond.
Yeah.
To infinity.
Yep.
But I want to thank Jim and Andy and of course Lane. And I forgot to invite Richard tonight. I forgot. I was trying to scramble. Well, I went to the fitness center. I was going to squeeze in a workout before the show, and I was running behind, trying to hurry up, and I knew I was forgetting somebody. And then Richard commented that he was going to watch a movie with his wife, and I was like, "Oh crap! I was going to send him a link." So,
whoops.
he forgave me. We're good friends, so.
Hey, we got to create a chat group. That way you can just send it all in one chat group, and that way everybody gets
That's
it.
a good idea.
I thought about doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah.
But I also want to thank Chris Thermo for coming on and telling his story. Great guy.
Yeah, man. Like I said, happy endings are few and far between whenever you hear horror stories like that, and it's good to hear.
Yeah.
Here's somebody, a good guy, get a good ending, and that's awesome.
You guys always win in the end. It may take a while, but they always win in the end.
Yep.
But thank you for still working at my age. You have to.
Gianni.
I take my Geritol for the workout too. Do they even make Geritol anymore?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They do.
I wouldn't know. I don't take Centrum or Geritol. Or Metamucil.
Metamucil. Oh boy.
Metamucil.
I've had to drink that one time. I was having some issues. Let me tell you something. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
I tried it for a colonoscopy one time.
It'll change your day.
Yeah. Gianni, you laugh. You're gonna be there one of these days. You're on your way.
Oh yeah. just around the corner, Mr.
Yeah.
Martello.
Yeah,
Hey,
it goes
let me
by
tell you
before you
something
know
now,
it.
Mr. Martello, because the three of us in this little chat group are all above a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to be this age, you'll invest in ibuprofen and stuff like that too.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, just wait.
And you'll have to tilt your head up to see through the glasses.
Yeah. Yeah. When I got my bifocals, it was
Yeah, I
like,
got no line bifocals, but yeah.
oh,
But
whole new world.
yeah. But I got company. I'm gonna have to shut this down. But guys, appreciate you being there tonight, and hopefully see you next week.
Yes, sir.
So enjoy your weekend and enjoy whatever wrestling events you got going on.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.